Okay, so obviously we had a very big piece of news drop last week about the dad and daughter dream team. If you haven't seen my video about that, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, be sure to check out my video from 2 videos ago. I put out a very real, very raw reaction to the news, and I also put in a clip of what exactly the news was, what Patrick admitted to, so be sure to check out that video before watching this video so that you're not completely lost. But now that I've had a little bit of time to process and honestly just think about how I want to go about approaching this coverage going forward, because I did take a step back. I took about 2 or 3 months off talking about them. That was completely on purpose. I talked about that in my video as well. But here is my honest thought that this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think that there's going to be more to come. And so I don't think this is really the time to be slowing down on the coverage. But because I did take a couple of months off from talking about them, there were definitely some updates. And if you didn't catch any of the updates, I'm going to be talking about some of those today. I also want to talk about what exactly the AI account was that Patrick admitted to being behind, because there was a lot of people in my comment section who are a bit confused on exactly what that was and what the other account is that he's being accused of that he hasn't admitted to yet. So I want to talk about those a little bit more in depth, and also for reasons that I don't know why Patrick has agreed to do another interview with Hannah sometime this upcoming week on TikTok. So I want to talk a little bit about that, what that interview could look like, the why he's doing it, where is Teresa in all of this. That will be all a completely, me just theorizing things as we really don't know yet. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and let's get right into this video. Okay, so first thing first, like I said, Hannah put out a video on TikTok saying that Patrick agreed to doing a second interview.
Hey guys, so I want to come on real quick and let everybody know that there is a second interview with Patrick coming. This is going to be very heavy, very emotional. This will be sometime next week. And yeah, just wanted everybody to know that things are in the works, and hopefully this will clear up a lot. Will clear up a lot. So just wanted to let everybody know.
So yeah, just off of how she was acting, it does seem like something more is going to be coming. Like maybe he confessed something else to Hannah. She seemed very, I don't know. She seemed very, whatever was on her mind, it seemed very heavy. Whatever the news is going to be, like it's going to be another bombshell type of interview. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It does beg the question, why would Patrick agree to do another interview? I was reading comments on that TikTok. I have my own thoughts. I do think that someone like Patrick thinks that he is the smartest person in the room at all times. This could be I don't know. I think he just likes to have a lot of attention on him. And no matter what the attention is, he loves to have the attention. I think he's a narcissist. And so I think that he wants to be in control of the narrative. I don't know. What do you guys think? Why do you think he would be agreeing to doing another interview? And what do you think is going to come out? I mean, can you imagine he actually admits to doing the Illiterotica account? I just would be shocked if he actually admitted that on camera. I don't know. I'm very curious what exactly this interview is going to be about. I also want to touch on the interview a little bit because I did see a lot of people in my comment section sort of criticizing Hannah and how she went about the interview, but then I saw a lot of people with the same thought process that I had, that she was being buddy-buddy on purpose and she was trying to get a confession, and it worked. A lot of detectives do this in interrogations where they are, they're trying to get something out of the suspect. And so they can't be like, why did you do this? They'd be like, oh, hey, buddy. They have to have a relationship going so that the person on the other side being interviewed feels comfortable enough to say what they did. Yes, the hug thing, I was like, yeah, I don't know why that. I don't know. But I think maybe Hannah was just in the moment being like, how can I get both of them to warm up to me? Because we have to remember that Sarah is a victim in all of this. She is still we're going to talk about this later in my video. She is still very caught up in Patrick's control, So I do think that Hannah was trying to be buddy-buddy with both of them. And ultimately, Hannah was able to get Patrick to confess.
Here's the thing.
I tell you 100% for certain.
No, you know why? You know why? Because as soon as that Miss Ariella account was, or the Ariella account was made, Do you know how easy it is for someone to take that picture and change it on their profile? How easy it is to change their username?
Trust me, I know. I've done it.
Okay, then. Perfect. So, if somebody in this Reddit world, on this TikTok world, who hates your guts, perfect. But I don't see anything wrong with the Ariel account for money, because people do crazy stuff. People come on this app and put peanut butter on their hair looking for money. I mean, we live in a society where people are looking for a quick buck. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's not illegal. That account on Reddit and on Instagram and on Venmo, that is not illegal. That is 100% fine. Okay, here's the thing too. You can literally type up AIP on the internet and there's thousands of it on there. People enjoy that stuff. I don't. I'm not a fan of it, but people do. Who cares? People will pay top dollar for a hot looking AI model. They're starting to bring them into movies. I just think if you're just honest about this, people will finally be like, oh my God, thank God. Like, here we are, the truth. Like, people will start to trust you. You want that, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Honestly, you know what? Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariel account. I made that account.
So I am really curious to see what she can get out of this next interview. And then at the same time, Patrick is going to be reading all of the comments I'm sure he already has on Hannah's videos, where people are like, oh, you were playing good cop and that's how you got him to confess. So again, I don't know why he'd be agreeing to do this. Why does Sarah need to be there? Again, her being there only puts out this narrative even more. It's like they have to be on this united front together. My question is, where is Teresa? What does she think about all of this? I feel so bad for Teresa. But when this interview does come out, I do plan on doing another unscripted take on it. So stay tuned for that. I'll be getting it out after the interview goes live. So stay tuned for that. So next, I wanted to go into more details on exactly what the AI model account was that Patrick admitted to doing, since there was some questions about it. And just so everyone knows, before I get into all of this, most of the time I am able to get receipts from Reddit, also on this one TikTok account I'm going to put up. So if you're ever wanting very up-to-date information, these places do a really good job of keeping up with everything and saving every single piece of, let's be honest, at this point, evidence. But okay, first thing first, Ariel Brigman was an AI model account that was discovered before the Literotica account. Basically, it was an AI model that would post spicy stuff, not safe for work content. The model, when it was created, was supposed to be the same age as Sarah, which is gross. It was 21 at the time. Sarah was 21. Really just gross. But what tipped people off in the first place, at least I believe this is what tipped people off to initially connecting Patrick and Sarah to the AI, because at the time, people obviously weren't sure if it was Sarah who created it, if it was Patrick who created it, if they worked together on creating it. But basically, there was an AI song, an AI generated song that Sarah did a TikTok to. And when people clicked on the song, on who sung the song and all that, it connected to an Ariella Brigman. And Sarah was the only person that did a dance to the song. And when people looked into that and the Ariel, they started connecting Sarah and Patrick, but Sarah completely denied knowing anything about the AI model stuff. She basically put out a video saying, you guys are crazy. I like to support smaller creators.
There's a rumor going around that my dad and I created an AI that made spicy content on OnlyFans. I thought I was pretty clear when I said people were spreading lies, but apparently I need to be specific for the low intelligence people in the room. Hey, but that does not prove that we were behind the account. As for the spicy content they allegedly posted, we would never post content like that.
And this is a theme with Sarah and Patrick. Multiple times over the time since the AI account was found, they doubled down on saying that there was no connection between them and Ariella. But we all know how that went because the truth just came out a few days ago. But to my knowledge, the AI account, Ariella, as it was with all of that, was not, and I'm trying to keep things safe for YouTube, I don't think it was doing corn regarding a dad and daughter, if you know what I mean. Either way, once that account was found and started getting connected to, Patrick, the accounts were deleted. But then the Literotica account was found, which is a whole other level than what just the Ariella AI was. But once the Literotica account was found, this is when the Dream Team at TikTok was taken down. Sarah started over with her new life, if you will. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But deleting things, it didn't work in Patrick's favor because people were starting to find a lot of connections that connected him to that Literotica account. One of the main ones being, of course, that the account's name was Ariella Brigman. But it wasn't just that, and I'm not going to. There's just certain things on my channel that I'm not going to put myself through, quite frankly. But what I will say with what I was seeing other people talking about was, well, for one, once the account was found and connected to Patrick, the account was deleted, just like the Ariella AI account. I will read you the bio that someone was able to save from the Ariella account on there. And it says, "Hello, my name is Ariella." I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, to be honest, that name. Anyway, I have been wanting to tell my story for a long time, but it isn't something I can talk about with a lot of people, even living in Rhode Island where blank is legal. It is still frowned upon and considered wrong. I really don't understand why. What difference does it make if family members want to be blank involved? Nowadays, it's acceptable to engage in blank with multiple people that you barely know, but not the people you are closest to and have a bond of trust with. That alone is, quite frankly, I can't even, it makes me so sick to my stomach. But I do have to say allegedly because he hasn't admitted to this stuff yet, but come on. There's just too many things, too many connections to him in this account. And if you go on TikTok, if you go on Reddit, you can see for yourself. There's basically no other way it's not him. And again, we have zero reason to trust Patrick. He swore up and down that he was not connected to the original AI account, the original AI Ariel account. He swore up and down, and he had Sarah also lying for him for months and months and months. It's like he was getting I'm sure he was getting, again, I do think is a narcissist, and I think that he likes to be in control. He likes to have his scripts that he writes for Sarah and for Teresa and for himself, and to play this game and be like, you guys are all crazy when he knows the truth. He's a monster. I really do think that. Again, allegedly. Allegedly for some stuff, he did admit to the one thing. We'll see what else he admits to this week. Okay, so next, let's talk about yet another lie that Patrick and Sarah have managed to get caught up in. And I do want to preface this by saying I genuinely believe that Sarah is a victim. So none of this is about blaming her or shaming her, but this is something that she has been saying for a while that turns out it's not true. Honestly, though, I have zero doubt that Patrick was the one behind it, trying to control the narrative again and telling her what to say. But like I said earlier, if you didn't know, when the Literotica account was found, within a matter of days, the Dream Team TikTok was deleted, and almost immediately, I mean within days, Sarah announced on her personal TikTok account that she got a full-time job. She was moving into her own place. She was going to start working towards getting her driver's license. Very big changes, all within a week or less.
Hey guys, so I didn't want to say anything until I was 100% sure, but there are two big changes coming for me soon. First, I got a new job. I'm going to be a customer service representative for a local company. The best thing is I get weekends off and I work a consistent schedule. I don't know how I'm going to like working in a little cubicle answering phones all day, but it pays really well. Which brings me to number 2. I will be moving into my own place. It's just a studio apartment. Actually, it's kind of like an extended stay like where we used to live, but it gets me out on my own so I can finally lay all these terrible rumors to rest. I move in next week. I'm so excited. I won't be doing an apartment tour this time though because distinguishing features may dox my location, and since I'll be living alone, I definitely don't want that. You'll still see some of it as I film my videos, but again, I have to be careful. I am finishing up the course for my driver's license, so hopefully soon I won't have to take Uber or the bus to get to work. I'm very excited for this, but also nervous too. Living on my own is going to be more difficult even with a good paying job. Staying in the extended stay is going to be good because if I find I can't handle it and need to come home, I can without destroying my credit or rental history. Soon, I will be doing some get ready with me videos for work, nights out with friends, maybe even a date or two if I can find someone I like. Please come on this journey with me and support me as I attempt to build my own life. Don't get me wrong, I will still hang out with my family. I just need to establish myself as an individual to prove to everyone that I'm an independent adult. Maybe then they'll stop worrying about me, especially with all the new rumors lately. I just need to distance myself a little bit. Anyway, keep watching as I might share pics of my desk at work and limited pictures of my new apartment too. See you soon. Love you guys. Bye.
It definitely felt like a distraction. Again, I'm sure curated by her father, but basically like, hey everyone, don't talk about the disgusting, disturbing account found that's connected to my dad. I'm moving and starting this whole new life, and let's just focus on that. And I'll be honest, at first, I wanted to believe this shift. I wanted to rally and root for Sarah. I really did. I thought, maybe this was her way of creating some space from her dad, which is a good thing. But it did seem very off to me and a lot of people. I just don't think it was realistic that someone in Sarah's position could suddenly afford a place of her own, find a full-time job with great pay and benefits according to Sarah, and want to go after their driver's license all within a week. It just seemed very hard to believe. And before we get into the actual lie, I want to give some context to this. Before she supposedly moved, Sarah posted an Amazon wish list, and it was a lot. Like, not your basic, I'm moving out for the first time stuff. We're talking a $40 pink toaster, a $36 personalized pet bowl. A lot of people bought things off of her list, and I think it's because people genuinely wanted to believe that Sarah was, again, getting some independence, and this was very big progress for her, and she had a lot of people in her corner on it. And then she moved, and immediately viewers started noticing that something was off. This didn't look like a regular apartment. It looked exactly like the extended stay hotel room that her family once lived in, orange wall and all. Those rooms usually come with at least a queen bed, but for some reason, Sarah was sleeping on a cot. Yes, a cot. So naturally, people started theorizing that she didn't actually move, that maybe she was just staying in another part of the extended stay room that her parents were in, basically staging it to look like she had her own place. In reality, though, she didn't. Because I don't know who would willingly choose to sleep on a cot instead of a full-size or queen-size bed, whatever size bed it was. Either way, a bed. And my personal theory from the very beginning, when all this was coming out, I thought to myself, and this is like I said before, I wasn't doing a video at this time, but I was still like, something's off about this. I was still lightly following it, and I was just thinking, okay, I think she did move, but likely just to another room at the extended stay place that they were all staying in, likely next door or very close to where her family was, in the same complex, basically. Just enough to make it look like she was, separating from the family to create the illusion of distance between herself and Patrick. Of course, all orchestrated by Patrick, I'm sure. Sarah eventually addressed the rumors, saying she had the bed removed for more space.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to just go about my business and let everyone see me and celebrate my new life with me. I didn't want to be a bitch. But apparently that's what everyone wants to see. So guess what? In the words of Matilda, no more Miss Nice Girl. So, you all don't like that I call my room at the extended stay an apartment. Too bad. For all intents and purposes, it is an apartment. I had the bed removed so I would have more room. My bed is smaller and fits better, which gives me more room to move. The apartment looks like the one my family used to live in. Duh, it's an extended stay. They all look pretty similar. So because it looks similar and it's an extended stay, I must be lying. What reason do I have to lie to you punk ass? I'll never see any of you in real life, so what does it matter? It isn't like I have to cover anything up because there's nothing to cover up. I live in an apartment at an extended stay place in the Dallas area. The only thing I lied about is my exact location. Why? Because I don't want you freaks showing up and harassing me, or worse. Not that I wouldn't enjoy the chance to smack a troll in the face or introduce them to my friend tourists if they stepped 1 foot in my apartment or threatened my life. You see, they say I'm not intelligent, yet they're the ones commenting stupid shit and then posting about it on their little fan page for me to see. And since the comment in question was filtered, I know it had to have been written by the person posting the photo about it, since they're the only ones besides me that can see it. So I block them. Anyone who posts on that page is blocked the instant I find out it's them. Then what do? They create a whole new account and try the same. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results? Really, it is quite hilarious to watch. And I know you're going to post about this saying I'm being defensive. Yep, I'm defending myself rather than letting you punks walk all over me. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need your safe space? No, wait, I know. You're gonna say I'm bullying you because I called you stupid. Oh no, I'm a big bad bully because you can't handle when people actually fight back. The names you call me and my dad and making fun of my weight, that's not bullying though, that's just you being concerned. See, this is the problem with this generation. You can dish it out, expecting me to just ignore you so you can keep doing it. But the second I snap back, it's, oh, she must be guilty. Why would she be so defensive? You are literally calling me a liar. So what, I'm supposed to just sit back and let you insult me and not defend myself? To hell with that. You go on and keep believing you matter. If me telling you off is your idea of a victory, then by all means, you win. You want to assume I'm a liar or trying to cover things up? Fine. Just don't dig too deep and try to actually find me, because if any one of you show up, I will gladly tell you exactly where you can go, and if you threaten my safety, I will respond in kind. Don't think I can't defend myself because I'm a girl or because I don't look like I can defend myself.
Which, okay, and that she also had said that she had moved 30 minutes away from where her family lives. And she would talk about how her mom would come and pick up Jackie the dog, who ended up going to live with Sarah, that her mom would go and pick up Jackie and take her back to her and Patrick's place for the day so that while Sarah was at work, the dog wasn't alone, and then she would bring the dog back, which again, it didn't really add up. Why would her mom drive 30 minutes each way every single day? I mean, I think, doesn't she work? I thought we heard that her mom, Teresa, works. Nothing was really making sense, basically. And then here's where the lies start to unravel. Patrick, because of course he can't help himself, he's already back on TikTok. He made his own TikTok called, I think, Patrick Unscripted. In his bio, it says, real, raw, unscripted, no scripts, blah, 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 which again proves the fact that he was writing scripts all along for everyone. He very much loves a good ChatGPT script. But in one of Patrick's recent TikToks, he talked about how Sarah did move, but not 30 minutes away, more like 30 seconds.
That's it. I'm done. So I'm moving on, whether it be with the Dream Team, which I doubt that'll happen again, because with Sarah, I mean, yeah, Sarah's only across the complex, but it's still, scheduling is hard, so we probably can't even get that back up and running. But I will definitely at least make an account for my cooking. I'm just sending this account away, and I'll make it fresh and new, and it'll just be for my cooking, and that's it. So that's what's going to happen. So now you know exactly what the Ariella Gregman account was, why it started, where it went, what happened with it. That's it. As far as the Literotica account and those other two bogus accounts that they try and connect me to, I have never written a story on Literotica. Never in my life. I had an old account when I was like 20 something. I read stories. I did not write them. And I have not logged into that account in almost 20 years. So I don't know where any of this is coming from. I don't know why my email addresses are coming up as used, but it really doesn't matter. I did not write anything on Literotica, period. So that's it. That's the truth. Accept it or don't. I'm done talking about it. I'm done looking back. I've spoken the truth. I've answered the questions.
So yeah, another lie. I saw some people talking about this, but not as much. And I think it's just because we're all just kind of getting numb, or at least I am, to this constant stream of lies at this point. But the thing is about that specifically, why lie about that? Why not just be like, yeah, I'm moving. I don't have a lot of money right now, so I'm going to move into another. I got a good deal on a room in the same complex as my parents, and it's a way for me to get some more independence. That's a good thing. I think everyone would have still been rooting for her. But I think what happened is that Patrick wanted this move to be a big storyline in the whole mess of the daddy-daughter dream team. He wanted the Literotica account to just fade away and for people to forget about it. It was damage control. That move was damage control. And since we've seen Sarah cover for him before, there's really no surprise that she's covering for him again. Now, I will say this. If you go on Sarah's personal TikTok account right now and just watch videos that she's posting without Patrick is the videos that he's not in. He still finds his way to make himself part of her videos at times, but if you go and look at the videos where he's not in it, it's like we're seeing a completely different person. Sarah looks more put together. There's actual light in her eyes, and overall she just seems lighter. happier. So I'm really not one to comment on someone else's appearance. It's just not what I do. So I mean this in the very kindest way possible when I say this. Sarah genuinely looks healthier without Patrick around. I mean, let's look for comparison at the recent interview she just did with Hannah, where Patrick was sitting right beside her. She looked drained. You could see it in her face, in her expression. But then, just a few days later, she posted a video of herself trying on a dress and she looked alive again, smiling, confident, herself. It's honestly just like her father. He drains her. Every time that he is around her, that spark that we see when she's on her own, it's gone. It's very sad to see because I feel like, in my opinion, it does seem like Sarah does want to grow and she wants to be independent, but she is still so deeply trapped in this unhealthy dynamic that just keeps pulling her back in. And I really do wish that she had moved 30 minutes away from Patrick for real distance. She needs that space. She needs that distance to really figure out and just unpack everything that she's been through and just, again, gain that independence and just realize what life can look like without that unhealthy dynamic that is going on right now, which I think is keeping it light by saying unhealthy dynamic. There's so much going on, but you know what I mean. She needs that independence. She needs to get away from him. But those are just some of the updates, some of the things that I wanted to talk about and break down a little bit more for you guys, if you didn't know at least, just to kind of keep things in order before anything else comes out. Just wanted to kind of play some catch up. Like I said, I do want to cover part 2 when that comes out. This isn't going to turn into where every video is going to be about the daddy-daughter dream team. There's just a lot going on right now. I don't want to be in this headspace all of the time, but right now this is just a wild, crazy time with the dad-daughter dream team and all the updates coming out. So, like I said earlier, I don't think this is the time to be slowing down on the coverage. I think this stuff needs to be talked about because what's really important to remember, again, not only is Sarah a victim, but her minor aged brother still lives with Patrick, and not to mention Teresa, who I am not convinced is in full control of her own life with her choices and what's going on. I think that there's a lot of control going on. So make sure you're subscribed so that you catch my next update on them if you're a little bit lost on who the daddy daughter dream team is. All of those things. Make sure that you check out my playlist. I've done 4 or 5 videos, I think, over the last 6 or 7 months. So be sure to check those out so you can catch up for when this next video goes out next week. Thank you guys as always for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video.